What's up everybody, it's me Peyton from Peyton Lifts, and today we are going over some mistakes that I have made throughout my fitness journey, okay? Now, I started getting serious about working out when I was 16, and now I'm 23, so I've been lifting for about 7 years now. In those 7 years, I have made plenty of mistakes, and I'm hoping that you don't make the same mistakes, so that's why I'm making this video today. Now, these mistakes that I've made could be anywhere from when I was 16 to anything that I've corrected in the last few months, all right? I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I have about like 16 written down right now, but as I'm making this video, I might come up with some more, so who knows what number we'll eventually land at, but I'm gonna hopefully keep it short and simple-ish, you know? But again, I don't want you guys to make these same mistakes that I've made, so I'm gonna make this video and I'm hoping that it'll help you guys change a few things maybe. So with that being said, let's go and get started. All right, so the first of these very misfortunate mistakes is that I simply just did not do enough research. And I think that's totally forgivable. We can overlook this at some point, but I will just let you know now that I went into the gym completely blind, just whatever I'd seen in movies, yeah, that looks about right. And that is why I have all these other mistakes that I'm about to tell you guys about. You know, I've never been a good student. I've never enjoyed studying. I've never enjoyed researching, you know, and like, when I was 16, I was still, and when I started taking the gym seriously, I still, you know, could have done more research for someone who was taking it seriously and who was getting into fitness, you know. But I think as I became more passionate about it, I definitely started to fix that. And so a lot of these mistakes that I was making started to clear up. But again, if you're going to the gym, do some research, all right? I spend about 8 hours in the gym per week, probably. I try to spend at least 1 hour or 2 hours watching videos, reading books. Like, I didn't have any type of books or anything in that nature, and now I have about like 4 or 5 like really huge books that I'm going to read or I am reading in the moment. All right, the second mistake that I made in my fitness journey, and this is probably something that I did for about the first let's say year probably, is that I was trying to out-train a bad diet. I drank soda a few times a week. I ate ice cream after every workout for a while. That's really embarrassing. I, you know, did not pay attention to how much protein or fat or carbs I was consuming. And, you know, again, I think that's something that everybody does at some point in their fitness journey. I don't think you just flip a switch and all of a sudden you go from, you know, Lizzo to Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, with their mindsets and stuff, but it's something that happens, and I'm past that. I eat very good now, which is why I've made a lot of progress in the gym. The next mistake that I made was that I did not give enough attention to legs. So I cannot say that I skipped leg day, but I will say that it was my last priority, and that I definitely should have spent a lot more time and put a lot more effort into training legs. You know, it's a thing, okay? Everybody hates leg day, or at least a lot of guys hate leg day. I am one of them. Now I've learned to like it, but then I did not. So, you know, I don't even remember what I was doing for legs, but I just definitely wasn't doing enough, and I was not doing that much, and my form needed a lot of work on my squats and everything that I was doing. So, you know, again, eventually I corrected this. Now I have 4 workout days a week. 2 of them are leg days, and I put a lot of effort into legs. My legs have grown a lot, but I just wasn't giving enough attention to it at the beginning. So just make sure that you're putting an equal amount of time between all your body parts that you're training. All right, so the next mistake that I made was that I was not giving enough attention or putting enough effort into progressive overload. Okay, I do the same weights and the same exercises for the same amount of weeks. This went on for not very long, I hope. Again, my memory's kind of fuzzy about this because it was 7 years ago, but I definitely could have put a lot more effort into my workouts. I will say that. And, you know, sometimes I'd leave the gym and I'd barely broke a sweat and all. And I live in Florida, so that's an absolutely absurd thing to say. I went to the gym and I didn't break that much of a sweat. So yeah, I fixed that. I challenge myself now in every single workout. And one thing that I always tell my clients and everybody is that, hey, if you don't challenge yourself, you're not going to change. The next mistake that I made was not taking anyone's advice. Now, this was something that did not last very long because I eventually learned that I wasn't seeing any progress because I was making all these mistakes, one of them being not taking anyone's advice and having them help me correct the mistakes that I was making. It's okay though, we've gotten past that, all right? Now, don't take everything that you hear from somebody to heart, because as I have received plenty of great advice, I have also received plenty of horrible advice. You know what I say is, I say every time you hear something from someone, do some research on it, check with other people who are knowledgeable in that subject. This goes for fitness or whatever subject you're being given advice on. But one thing I can say is that I definitely should have taken people's advice a lot sooner, but I'm glad I did eventually. Now, the next mistake that I made, and I don't think this is something that a lot of other people have issues with, but I did not take enough pictures. I know, that's a weird thing to say, but you know, a lot of people do this very well. You know, they start off with like a picture of them like this, and they take measurements, and they write everything down about themselves and how they're changing and all that. I didn't do that. If I look back at my fitness journey, I think this was before Snapchat came out, and Instagram stories as well, so it's not like I have those memories and stuff. If you look at like the first 2 or 3 years of my fitness journey, which is when I made a lot of growth, I think there's probably less than 10 pictures, okay? Because I thought about it, I'm like, man, I should really do one of those videos showcasing my progress in great detail. I can't do that. It'd be like a 5-second video. So one thing I can tell you guys is that I think if you are in a weight loss journey, weight gain journey, whatever you're trying to do, definitely take some progress photos. The next mistake that I made was not taking on a workout buddy sooner. Now, this was only about 6 months into my fitness journey, and I hadn't really had any offers for a workout buddy or anything, but I was doing something stupid, I guess, and this guy comes up to me, he's like, bro, what the F are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just working out, you know. He's like, no, you gotta come do this, you know. And from then on, I had a workout buddy for the next like year or so, and he taught me so much, and that's when I really started taking things seriously and realizing that I was doing things wrong, and that's when I started learning a lot. That's when I started doing my research, eating better, and all this stuff, and made so much progress thanks to that guy. And that's why now when good friends of mine say, hey, I'm gonna start getting into fitness, do you have any advice? I say, yeah, here's my advice. Come to the gym with me. We're gonna go over some stuff. I'm gonna show you guys what I know. And with that, I've helped I've had like 3 workout buddies that went from beginner to learning a lot thanks to me. Not to be too prideful, but I've definitely helped them a lot. And now they can go off and get their own workout buddies and teach them what I taught them, and they can do their own research and, you know, be knowledgeable in fitness. So yeah, if you're knowledgeable in fitness, take on a workout buddy. It's a great feeling to help somebody go from knowing a lot less to knowing a lot more. All right, the next mistake I made, and I don't put too much emphasis on this because I think you can get fit with any amount of equipment, even no equipment, is that I did not go to a serious gym soon enough, okay? I stuck around at the gym that was closest to me, that had the most sentimental value to me, and the most people that I knew. And you know, once I went to this new gym that I'm currently at, it's the best gym that I've ever been to, and I wish I'd switched over so much sooner. It's fantastic. There's like 4 times the amount of equipment, 4 times the amount of knowledgeable people that take their workout seriously and know a lot there. And I'm just so happy that I actually switched to that gym. Again, I think you can learn in either gym, even without a gym, you can get fit and it's fine. But you know, if you have the option to, just every once in a while at least, treat yourself to going to like a really serious gym. Next mistake that I made is not training abs enough. And this is a mistake that I'm still making to this day, and I'm trying to correct it. But you know, there's one thing I hate training more than legs, especially because I like training legs now. One thing I hate training more than legs, and that is abs. You know, for aesthetic purposes and for physique looks purposes, you don't need to train your abs. But it's healthy to train your abs because it helps your back muscles, it can help prevent back pain, and just for plenty of other issues. So I'm gonna do my best to find a way to make myself enjoy training abs, but don't make that mistake that I made. It's very good to train your abs. Next mistake I made was doing the same exercises over and over again. Same routine, same sets and reps, same weights, same everything. Shame on me for that. All right, I should have known better. But you know, that's why I wasn't seeing progress. This was a mistake that didn't last very long, I promise you. So now what I do is I make sure that I change my workouts every 2 weeks, okay? Change the sets and reps. I change a lot of the exercises that I do. I change a lot of things in those change the order of everything that I do every 2 weeks, because I don't want my muscles to get used to it, because when they get used to it, they don't have any reason to grow. The next mistake I made was that I was not paying attention to form. I should have gone to YouTube and researched every single exercise I did before I actually did it. And when I make customized workout programs for people, I say, hey, go to YouTube, make sure you're doing these workouts right, or I can send you videos of me doing the actual exercises. And again, this was a mistake that didn't last very long. That's probably why that guy, that was my first workout buddy, that's probably why he came up to me and was like, what the heck are you doing? It's probably because I was doing something really whack. Now I pay attention to form. Now I make sure that I'm not rushing through the sets and reps, or rushing through the reps, sorry. So just, be careful, make sure you're doing your form correctly. It prevents injury, and make sure you're getting the most out of the exercise. All right, I'm not proud of this one, but sometimes I forgot to stretch, or I didn't stretch on purpose because I didn't feel like I had enough time, or I was not doing the proper stretches that I should have been doing. Whatever the case was, I fixed that at this point. A lot of times I just forget to stretch. So eventually I just started writing it down on my arm or on my wrist. So when I go to reach for a weight, I'd be like, oh shoot, I didn't stretch, or I didn't stretch enough, whatever the case was. I should have done research. I should have researched what stretches I should have been doing to get a full body stretch and everything. But fortunately, I don't think I had any injuries from not stretching or not stretching enough. I don't think it ever came to that. That's definitely somewhere I got lucky at. Okay, if you're not stretching, you need to be, because it's injury prevention, helps you get warmed up, helps you feel better throughout your workouts, and helps you not feel as sore the next day. So if you're not stretching, start stretching. All right, this one isn't very obvious, so I think a lot of people will benefit from hearing this, but I did not learn about recovery enough, okay? There's, icing, there's heating, there's like massage guns, which I have, and I absolutely love that thing to death. I'm in a relationship with it, in fact. There's rollers and foam rollers, all this stuff I should have used to help myself recover from my workouts, because I was going pretty hard, Once I learned what to do and how to actually challenge myself, I was going pretty hard. So I think I should learn a lot more about recovery. All right, so the next mistake that I made was not learning about supplements and not taking creatine sooner. So this whole supplement thing was, I should have learned about them. I started taking BCAAs, which are kind of useless. I started taking just other stuff that turned out to be useless, or there's other stuff that now I'm like, oh my goodness, I should have been taking that this whole time. And fortunately, again, I have corrected that mistake. With the whole creatine thing, I've been taking it for almost 6 months now. I'll be providing you guys with a 6-month update very soon. But until then, I have been working out for 7 years, and I should have taken creatine probably 3 or 4 years ago, I think. It's just, it's a fantastic supplement. I don't think you should take it when you're still a beginner. I'm not a beginner anymore, so I'm very glad that I did finally start on it, because I've seen fantastic results from it, and I look forward to sharing those with you guys. The next mistake that I made was I was not writing out and writing down my workouts. I went in there with a plan in my head, and I tell you what, it's the dumbest thing I ever did. In my head, I had a little checkbox. I said, okay, I'm gonna do these 2 exercises, and I think I did those last week, so I should do them again so I can improve on them. And it was really stupid. All right, now I plan out my workouts in advance, and I think I've seen a lot of progress because of that. My workouts are definitely a lot more intense, and I, have a little more organization, and I think that's very good. I work better personally when I'm on a schedule. And just in general, I think you should write down your workouts. That way you can see what you did, and how you felt about that workout, and how you can improve on it, and maybe write some notes in there like I do. So I think everybody should write down their own workouts. So it's either that or get a program. With that being said, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Please do me a favor and comment down below any workout mistakes or fitness journey mistakes that you think you have made. Hopefully I don't ever have to make a part 2 to this. Hopefully my mistakes are over, but I'm sure it's probably not. I'll do something stupid eventually, I'm sure. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys so much. If you're interested in a customized workout program or meal program, all you have to do is hit me up. My email is in the description below, along with my social medias if you're interested in following me there, because I'm not on just YouTube. We got TikTok, Instagram, Twitter even. So if you guys want to follow me there, I appreciate that. Also follow me here, subscribe, like this video, check out my videos, comment. I respond to every comment, all right? So with that being said, I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day. Don't make any mistakes.